Hi, thanks for tuning in. I'm going to be building an i7-6800K X99 chipset machine today. It's 64 gigabytes, Crucial Ballistics DDR4 RAM here. The X99 chipset, as I said, but this beautiful motherboard from Asrock, the Asrock X99 Taichi. So I'm looking forward to that. There's also a Samsung 950 Pro M.2 NVMe Express drive, 512 gigabytes, a 1 terabyte SSD from Crucial, the EVGA GeForce GTX1080 for the Win Edition. This is the one I bought this in October, so this was part of that problem with the thermal whatchamacallit. I had to get the thermal pads from EVGA, which took a long time coming because there's a mix-up, because I bought it while this premium was still on offer. So I got this premium, and then this whole blow up happened with the thermal imaging issue, and so they thought they'd sent me the pads when they shipped this. So anyway, they ended up sending this by express. I got a Fractal Design R5 case here, the Noctua D15, top of the line, pretty much silent fan. Look, this is going to be an exciting thing for me. I'm just, it's one thing to see it, see these things unboxed and whatnot, but when you have to actually get it here and see it in your own hands, it's a world of difference. So I'm looking forward to getting this build done. I also got a Seasonic Snow Silent power supply. This thing is just absolutely gorgeous. Wait till you see that. And I probably won't get to that during this install, but I also got a new monitor, a Dell U2717D, which should be quite exciting. Let's see, a few other minor things. I got Fractal Design silent quiet running fans, a cable mod kit, and I just wanted to sort of mention the philosophy that I'm aiming for here. As you can see, it's like mostly I think I'm going to try mostly white and black kind of build. I'll see how it goes. I've never done this sort of thing before, so it'll be interesting for me. But primarily, I'm aiming for something that's going to be quiet. So I got the R5 because it's got those quiet panels, like the Bitumus panels, and it's hefty. This is a beefy case, so I think it's going to be quite interesting to see this in action. And again, too, like very quiet, and long-term use before failure. I wanted to be quiet and last. So that's why I got a very high-rated power supply and everything. As far as I could do, I got top of the line. Some people might take a little issue with the graphics card here, but they have a good reputation for customer service, and they did right by me. So I can't really complain that much. So anyway, there you go. That's my little brief introduction. I'm gonna go do the build.
Dormirse en la cama, darse prisa en tu alma, ratoncito en el club, no heroica, blu blu blu. Con Pau O'Malley, ratoncito le gusta danza cuando estudio en la escuela. Pajarita se cubre botín cuando visita a su abuela. Si necesita una amiga, debe hablar con ratoncito. Si quieres ser mi amante, debe ser alta y delgadita. Lunes, martes, ratones, pez. Miércoles, jueves, todo. Lunes, martes, ratones, pez. Miércoles, jueves.
Wow.
Oh, it's got a fan inside it.
Yeah, inside it and one outside.
Oh, neat.
Amazing, eh?
Is that a processor or what is that?
That's the heatsink.
Oh, that's the heat sink.
Yeah, that makes contact with that processor there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's not quite as heavy as I thought, but it's beefy enough though. Holy. So that's the thing.
Sexy as hell.
Yeah. So let's get this back here. Okay, I think I'm done.
Oh, man. Chili on then?
What?
Should I put the chili on then? It'll take a while. This is frozen.
Okay. It's a couple of days later. When I last left, I had the machine in this state, pretty much done, except I hadn't installed the hard drive cage, and I hadn't hooked them up or hooked up the SSD drive in the back, and that's because I want to make sure that Windows will install correctly on the NVMe drive that's in here. So what I had done was I prepped a USB stick with the Samsung NVMe driver, and I also installed, I think, the Windows 3.1 drive. Not Windows 3.1. Windows USB 3.0 drivers. I think there was a roll-up update. I don't think that roll-up update actually worked right. Something wrong there, but anyway, that doesn't matter. So I slipstreamed in that stuff, and I also set it up to boot, to install to EFI boot. So yeah, so I did that, and I was ready to install it. And of course, the first thing you do when you have your new build is apply power to it to make sure that there are no issues. So what I did, was I plugged it in, and I turned on the switch, and I got nothing. And I was like, no! Not nothing. Because there's nothing, you can't troubleshoot it because there's nothing. It's like all my nightmares came true instantly there. And I was like, oh, how did I mess this up? I was so careful. Despite the fact that, through the build, there's many myriad of little errors in there, which I'll probably discuss some other time, a little later maybe. But no power. So as I said, I've had all my fears came true right there, and I just didn't know what I did or what went wrong. I thought, where do you start? So I dragged my wife along on this nightmare, and she was kind enough to do a little search and pulled up somebody who had a similar issue, sort of, with the Seasonic power supply, except their system would boot. Had booted. It was already set up. It wasn't a brand new build, and their issue was sort of intermittent. Every third, fourth boot, it wouldn't boot. It wouldn't turn on. It's like you'd have to turn it off in the back, turn it off before you applied the power switch. And it turned out, even though that wasn't my case, that his problem was that it was a bad power supply, like 1 in a million. But mine was a brand new build, first time application of power, and nothing. And my problem was that I had neglected to turn off. Oh, that's my laundry. Just a sec. Sorry about that. So I had neglected to turn on the power supply. And as soon as I did, it all lit up. Yeah, so I got busy installing Windows, and yeah, it all worked. So that took me like a day or two because I had to run through all the Windows updates and install the pre-updates so that the updates would actually come in a good time. And there's still like a small issue with the sleep mode because of that. I think because of that NVMe drive. But other than that, I mean, it's you can see it's booting now, and okay. just a little establishing shot, I guess. We'll try that. Sometimes we have to get outside and remind ourselves that there is an outside as we're caught up in the world of our computer endeavors. It's snowing like mad, and in its own way, it's beautiful up there. Very beautiful. Pristine whiteness of snow, which covers all the imperfections that we see or experience or have within ourselves. Oh, excuse me. This build has been something else. So I'm just gonna set up here. It's been a lot of work. I can't put it any other way, really. Oh, excuse me. There we go. It's been, as I said, it's been a couple days since I last started filming. That bit with the with the no power just threw me for a loop. I don't know. I guess I just sort of struggled with that, and I don't know. It's how do I put it into perspective? You know, we sometimes we place too much importance on certain things. Better left not. Alrighty. Anyway, I got it wouldn't be. It's hung there, and it got upset me, and I just said, "Oh no!" It's like, so I did another take after that, and I was thinking, you know, I've always tried to be pretty spontaneous in most of the films that I've put up or videos that I've done, and I was thinking, maybe there's a way I can save that footage and put it into perspective, and explain it. So what happened was I had previously demonstrated, I think it was on a previous take, or I just tested it myself before I take. I can't remember now. It doesn't matter. But what I'd done is I'd gone through into the BIOS and exited without saving, and then rebooted, like to demo the boot, and it hung there. Maybe I should have just waited. Maybe it would have come back. I didn't wait long enough. I was, this is the problem. One suffers from when doing things that one isn't perfectly familiar with. Not to say I'm not familiar with it. So, I have to give myself a break here. But one that isn't perfectly familiar with, coupled with other things that one isn't perfectly familiar with. For example, camera overheating and not having a monitor so I can see exactly what the framing is. So I'm having to guess, or trying to guess, how I look, or am I in too far? Am I too fat? It's all these things, rolling in together. But that's what happened. So I did another boot, another take, and I don't know. When I left that footage out, and it just didn't seem quite as nice or interesting to me, because I don't know. I think revealing some of our faults is what makes provides that human perspective that because otherwise it's too dry. I might as well just be watching, factory produced films where they have professional announcers with perfectly rehearsed, scripts and everything, and that's not who I am, and that's maybe not the audience that I'm after. No, maybe, maybe sometimes who am I kidding, really? But, getting back to that, I did want to demonstrate a boot, so let's see that this does in fact boot. So I'm applying the power, turning it on, and turning it on. The moment of truth. So yeah, it's been another day since I did that other thing, the other footage, and I got an idea of something else that I'd like to do to sort of pretty up the build. So I'll be dealing with that a little later. But I want to get this done now. It's been hanging on far too long. I mean, taking up the whole room here, which is nice to have, but it's it's not all mine. And I mean. And the rest of the apartment is getting, it's been in an uproar long enough, so. So this is booting off the NVMe drive, for those that have been following along, and we have boot. So this is really, for me, this is, I actually am very proud of myself to have gotten to this point. So the machine is looking spectacular. Oh, it's decided that it wants to go wireless. Interesting. Oh, that's because I didn't hook up the network cable. Okay, I forgot to do that. No problem. Yeah, because in the other demo, I had the network cable, like my Ethernet hipped up. So I haven't established the network, obviously. So this is all like super fresh. I think, yeah, I'll just, let me see, restart. I can't remember if I just demonstrated the BIOS previously, but I'll do it again, and I may do it a little bit better in another video, just to cover all the bases. So I'm just going to do it quickly here, and then here it should say, I think if you've hit it, it says A6, A9. Okay, so A9, so that should bring me into the BIOS, or A6 is BIOS. Easy mode BIOS. Oh, and by the way, this is my my Ergotron LX monitor arm there that I've made a video. I love that thing. It's beautiful. So let's get into the advanced mode. And I've forgotten where I mentioned it or not mentioned it, but it follows through on the theme of the gears there for the Asrock Taichi motherboard. And it's really nice. It's like understated. I really dig this thing. It's and actually, I'm really proud of my design here. The white cables, the little black accents, the generic white Seasonic. That's just gorgeous. And I'm I bought. While we're on this subject, where are they? I bought some LED lights. Oh, there they are. Now this kit. This kit is like the ghetto kit, and this is the Ledberg from IKEA. So I was going to put that in there and snake the power outside, or people can use this as BIOS lighting for television sets. It looks like, and I'm thinking, geez, I think I should put this under the kitchen cabinets, and I think that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to forego the LED lighting for now. Cable Mod has one. They just came out with a new one with little UV LEDs, which I think may, at night would light up and reflect this and make this glow a little nicer. I may or may not invest in that. I don't have the windowed side panel anyway, so I mean it's probably moot for me. But anyway, getting back to the BIOS, everything is registered. I don't know if you can see that here. I just wanted to point out one thing, and that was go back to boot. Down below, there's the compatibility support module. Not wearing my glasses. And clicking on that, this is what's sort of critical for allowing the Windows install to install in EFI mode. So I created the USB stick with EFI for EFI because I want to get the EFI boot. And this is, if you launch only an EFI, UEFI, then it'll create a GPT formatting of that drive instead of an MBR formatting. So that's that was the key. I had tried, to disable this, but then I couldn't get the install to work. So I guess I do need compatibility support module running. Not sure which one of these would be nice, but it's just the I think maybe the pre-boot environment just doesn't support UEFI. So it's unfortunate, but there we are. There may or may not be a solution to this that I am unaware of, so I will have to do some research, I guess. So anyway, I just wanted to point that out. So if anyone is, or you are wanting to do an EFI install, then whatever BIOS, whatever from whatever company, you want the drive to format as a GPT drive. So there we are. So now, and I guess that thing I'd saved and discard changes and edit. But if I save changes and exit, then without even having made any changes, then it will reboot normally. So let's just test that. I'm laughing because I've had myriad, I'm not a young man. I'm an old guy. I'm taking apart an XT, I think. Oh no, it was an AT machine, something. Without a hard drive. That was like my first. I was like, we pay way too much. So I'd like to end my endeavors, on a high note, which is why. And besides, I want to get into 4K and I've already got 69 gigabytes of material from this build, which will never work on editing on that laptop. So there we go. We're good. So I'm going to just close this down, and I'm gonna demonstrate them. I'm just going to put in the hard drives, hook up the SSD, and I think I'll also show the other little mod I had to pretty this up. So then I'll come back and do a little conclusion. I hope you stick around, and so let's get to that. Oh, I got my little handy remote! Ha ha!
Pretty darn cool. Yeah, awesome. Let's fix that up slightly.
So that's the panel there, and from most angles it looks really good. You have to get like really low to sort of even see where the power cords and everything, the data cable comes in. So I think I'm going to count that as a success. And even it's pretty close to the color. It's they call that's a matte board, by the way. That's and that color is chalk. I brought one of these panels with me to the art supply store, and this seemed to match that color pretty closely. So, and it looks really good. It blends in real nice, and yeah. So I'm just going to clean up the cables in the back, and I think button it up and put some case stickers on there.
To christen this machine. And by the almighty Linus, I christen thee Yin, the White Tiger.
Oh. Well, folks, folks, thank you for tuning in, and this was something else. I can't buy a wow. Yeah. Can't believe it's done. I really like the I really like the modesty panel in the back there, and I think that just shows it off just terrifically back there. So let's see if we can zoom in a bit. Yeah, that looks. I think overall I'm pretty impressed. And I love that motherboard, the way it looks. I hope it serves well. Yeah, there we go. White and black, predominantly white, and that's the story. The Taichi story. White is represented by the white tiger, and black is represented by a black dragon, and in each is a bit of the other. So in the white half of the Tao or Taichi which is the white dragon. Is the white tiger. There's a bit of black, and vice versa. So it's, I think, an appropriate color scheming and naming, and I hope to do proud by the build, the components, and all of you. So thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please give a like. If you didn't like it, give a dislike. If you did like it, please consider subscribing. As you know, I'm a really small channel, and every subscriber is important. Till next time, thanks for watching.